best defense in college football, coached up by Kirby Smart, who's been to a national championship, multiple SEC championships. That says a lot about your program, just to compete. And that's kind of where I am right now. And I was joking yesterday how I texted Clay last week and said 38-24. I've changed my prediction, 31-21. Tommy, by the time we get done with the show in about 2 hours, I bet I have the Hogs winning because the confidence level just keeps moving the needle.
Yeah, and I keep asking you, well, what's changed? What have you heard from practice? What have a coach? You're just buying in as you move along. I don't think there's any football analysis that's moved your opinion at all.
Well, here's something.
It's Busch Lights and what was that? The Boar's, not the Boar's Nest.
That's Boar's Head.
Boar's Head, not Boar's Nest. Boar's Head. Y'all were hanging out in last night.
Yeah. No. Hey Tommy, if you want some analytics, if you want some facts, I don't know if I can say this is a fact yet. The line in Vegas has moved 2 points. Mm. There is no longer JT Daniels prop bets. So that leads me to believe that he's not suiting up today. Now I could be wrong.
So there's your football analysis at 3 after 6 this morning. All right.
If you want something, that would be it. Now we could see JT Daniels end up suiting up, throwing for 4 touchdowns, and I'll have a bunch of ticked off Arkansas fans at me. But if you go look at Vegas prop odds, and if you look at the line that's moving in Arkansas's direction, I would think just by elimination that JT Daniels is not going to play today, which is huge because, Tommy, it's kind of like what I brought up a couple weeks ago. We were talking about getting to play 3 straight backup quarterbacks with Georgia Southern, Texas A&M, and Georgia. Well, it could play out that way. Now, you saw the starter for Georgia Southern as well, but you played Calzada this past week, and you beat him. And now, Tommy, I know Stetson Bennett has beat you before last year, but, I mean, you'd much rather play Stetson Bennett than you would JT Daniels, I would think.
I think either one will be a challenge. Neither one play on the defensive side of the ball for Georgia, and that today will still be the challenge. But I hear what you're saying. Arkansas could face another potentially face another backup quarterback today. That would be odd to kind of see. Texas was in flux with their quarterback. I guess based on where they're at now, I guess Card was the backup all along, even though he started the game. We saw Calzada, who started the game, of course, but was not the season starter as you roll through. That would be an interesting footnote or subplot or whatever I should come up with here just after 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. But I think either quarterback's probably capable of running the offense. Georgia's still going to be defined by what they do on the defensive side, though.
Oh, you're 100% right. No question about it, because this Georgia defense is for real. They are tenacious. They get after you. That front seven might be the best in college football. They have
so if about 4 of them aren't available today, now we got a conversation.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you got, I think it's either Tyke Smith or Tyree Smith is back, one of their outstanding defensive backs. So it's not going to get any easier today, Tommy. It's gotten more difficult as the season has progressed when you talk about going from Texas to A&M and now from A&M to Georgia. But one of the things I've really enjoyed about Sam Pittman is he welcomes the challenge, and that is so infectious within his players. He knew they were going to beat Texas. He knew that they were going to beat Texas A&M. Now, maybe he knows that they're going to beat Georgia. We'll see if they can actually put together a performance in about 5 hours that's worthy of saying that. But it's not a cockiness, Tommy.
Right.
It is a confidence, and I really enjoy it. Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Wayne, who is in Leslie this morning. Wayne, you on our Arkansas game day? We are about 5 hours from kickoff between the Dogs and the Hogs.
Yeah, man, I just got off that 12-hour graveyard shift heading home. Good to hear you guys this morning, and I'm definitely going to have that clock set to get up for that game.
You got to get your little nap, little power nap in, don't you, Wayne?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited with emotion. I really believe our defense can hold our own against Georgia. If we're able to run the ball and mix in some passes, and I really think we got a shot. We really got a shot at this game, and I feel real good. I do, because I'm real proud of the way our defense has played, and it would be just another another great situation to be playing another backup quarterback. I mean, that's funny how things work out sometimes. But enjoyed the show, enjoyed listening to you guys. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a great day. Go Hogs.
Wayne, thank you for being here this early with us this morning. I mean, this Arkansas defense is what has kept them in games and won them games and has gotten them to 4-0. There's no question about that, Wayne. So, Ty, that's going to be the interesting thing. How close, how comparable is the Arkansas defense to the Georgia defense today? I know they're not on the field at the same time, but you kind of get a measuring stick again today about how good this Arkansas defense really is, because with all the veteran players, Ty, it appears to be one of the best defenses we've had in the last 20 years. I'm not going to say the best, but it's in the conversation for top probably 3 or 4 defense over the last 20 years. There haven't been a lot of great ones, but this going to be there with 06. What would be the other one? Maybe 14 would be in that conversation. There's going to be conversation.
10 in there? Would you put 10 in there, Tommy, with Franklin, Beckett, Tevin? I don't know. Not Tevin Mitchell, not on that team, but would you put 10 in there? Is that at least in there?
I just think you have that in the conversation. So, no. I mean, but we're 4 games in. You can't have that conversation until the end of the year. But this is going to be one of the better defenses over the last 20 years.
Well, when you look and listen to college football people, we had the privilege of having David Pollock on, who you'll hear on later here on Arkansas Game Day, and he is just so infatuated with this Arkansas defense, as so many others are, because they are so technically and sound, and they fly to the football. They have this unique ability where the defensive linemen rush 3 of them, and the rest of the 8 defensive backs and linebackers' eyes are on the quarterback, and they just fly to the football. Go watch how many game tackles you see throughout an Arkansas Razorback game. They're not expecting so-and-so, he'll make the tackle, he'll do this, he'll do that. They are really, really flying to the football, and it is enjoyable to watch. Because when you think about Arkansas football, Tommy, you always label it as just the ability to just wear your opponents down and run all over them, and they can't do anything about it, which they've done this season. You love to see that later on today. And just a physical, sound defense, which is what you have. This is the epitome of Arkansas football, and that's why I think so many people have hatched onto, not just because they're 4-0, Tommy, but what Sam Pittman has in front of us this year is exactly what Razorback football is all about.
Yeah, and, I don't know if you're going to be able to lean on people at the line of scrimmage and win that battle today with Georgia. They got a newer center in, a less experienced center than probably the rest of their line. That might be the one soft spot. You'll see if John Ridgway can get some traction there, but we'll watch Williams, big 55 on the edge. Is he going to be able to wear out a tackle the way he did last week with A&M? I'm doubtful. You caught A&M. We talk about Calzada and the backup quarterback. What went undiscussed probably, coming out of that game is how you got two of their linemen were out and you got freshman linemen in those spots. So today you won't have quite that. You got 2 tackles that have 16 starts in their careers. You've got some experienced linemen going. The one soft spot might be a little less experienced center, but can Arkansas get that push with 3 guys rushing today? That's going to be interesting to see early in the ball game.
And I want to see how many, and we were talking about it last night, and I saw a bunch of Razorback fans out, Tommy, out and about, calling the Hogs, doing what they had to do. I want to see how many fans are actually there today. We're going to be in Section 101, Row 20, seats 11 through 16, and for any Arkansas fan making the trip.
You want people to come by and buy you popcorn, or telling everybody right where you're at?
Well, I just
cold beer,
hi.
Please, right here on 120.
just to say hi. That was more the objective for that statement. But there's gonna be a good chunk of Arkansas fans, and I've said it all week. I'm just excited. I want to cross at some point. I know you and I have this same line of thinking when it comes to SEC stadiums, SEC venues. This is one I get to cross off my list. The only other one I've been to, and it's weird me saying this, I've been to Vaught, Hemingway, and that's it. Now, I've been to Baton Rouge, I've been to Columbia, Missouri, but I haven't been to football games there, which much rather go to Death Valley than I would going to Ferret Field. But this is a venue in college football that's pretty historic. A lot of great players. I know Herschel Walker's at the top of that list when you think of Georgia. It's pretty significant, the fans that have made the trip and are getting to see this. And I know Arkansas's had success here. You remember, I almost said Vince Dooley. Tommy, it was Larry Munson. He was like, number 5's not going to do that to us. And then D-Mac goes for what, 75 or 80 next play?
Yeah, we found out how good D-Mac was. A few years later, we played the clip of Child's Please yesterday. The game tied under a minute to go. what was it, 24-24, I believe, and Childs kind of makes a move to his right and gets behind the defender. The corner bites on kind of the body fake, and he goes to the house to get the game-winning score with 40 seconds to go or whatever it was. But I had to go back and look at that. I kind of remembered Arkansas being down, but that game was tied when Childs scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yep. So I think it was 31-31. It ended up being 38-31. Thank you, Jake Beckett, for sacking Aaron Murray and getting the ball back. We are off and running this morning on Arkansas Game Day behind enemy lines thanks to Reed's Metal in Benton and Big Red stores in Central Arkansas. Coming up, your calls and text. Remember, 877-377-6963. We're live from Athens, Georgia on Arkansas Game Day.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, presented by Bud Light.
It's fall in the River Valley, and that means cooler temperatures in the morning, pleasant temperatures in the afternoon. One of the other things you can count on in the fall, the red-hot deals continue at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. If you're looking for a new F-150, if you're looking for new Mustangs, if you're looking for quality check pre-owned vehicles, the place to stop is 5500.
Has one of the